Yesterday, Mayor, October 22, according to the National Task Force on West Philippine Sea, a Chinese Coast Guard vessel conducted dangerous blocking maneuvers against a resupply boat headed to BRP Sierra Madre on Ayungin Shoal, causing a collision. National Security Advisor Eduardo Anyo said the Philippines will not be deterred despite provocations. However, in a statement made by the Chinese embassy, the Philippine vessels approached the Chinese site in an unsafe manner in disregard of the stern warnings of the Chinese side and caused a collision. The international community, particularly the embassies of USA, Canada, France, Japan, and the United Kingdom, expressed their condemnation of the incident. What do you suggest as a peaceful resolution to the seemingly volatile tensions in the West Philippine Sea, Mayor?
Well, let me just be very frank. Pagprangkahan na lang tayo dito at walang bulahan na istorya. Alam mo, this is a contested area. Yung nang pangyayari dyan. And this has been going on since time immemorial. Hindi lang sa panahon ni Marcos, ngayon, panahon ko, may bungguan na talaga dito. Near collision, or a mishap dito somewhere, bangka, bunggo, whatever. Ito ay dahil meron tayong controversy, alitan, to say the least, parang kakainisan. Ngayon, bakit ito nangyayari? Kasi naghahanap lang talaga ito ng rason para magkaroon ng issue. So that it will be brought to light and then maybe force government, either the Philippine side, with the concurrence of China or with the pressure coming from the United States and the rest of the allies, to force a meeting or a talk so that these things can be solved. Hindi ito nadadala ng day-to-day mishaps. Alam mo, araw-araw to nababasa natin. Araw-araw, every time I think I come up here to talk about in this program, nandito talaga itong issue na itong West Philippine Sea. It cannot be resolved. It cannot be we come up with a setup na may daanan tayo. There are the parameters where we can travel, we can pass by and travel along these contested areas. Talagang magkakaroon ng ano yan. Dito, paglakad mo, you sail in this area, suddenly ship will appear in the horizon and it would maybe cause a near collision. Hindi ito nag-iiba. Talagang ganito itong alita na ito. It cannot be solved by just publishing every incident every day or shout to the world that there is something wrong every time there is a near collision or a collision or something that is a source of a trouble. Alam natin, nagbubuluhan lang tayo dito eh. China, pati ang Pilipinas, pati tayo, with due respect to General Anyo, he's a good friend of mine. He was my, I think, I forgot his position, but he was also holding a very important position in my administration. Alam namin ito na laro ito ng laro ito ng panahon. Kung sino lang ang makalamang dito at we are waiting for the big bang na magkaroon talaga ng issue, magpatayan marami, then it becomes it would trigger and it would become a serious problem for everybody. Now, we have always been talking about our alliances with the West, especially America. Dinidikit natin doon sa US Treaty, US RP Treaty of Mutual Defense Pact, which was signed in 1950s. That an attack of one nation, the Philippines, would be considered an attack of America. At in-attack yung Amerika, mutual eh. We will also go to their side. It's a very long shot na mangyari yan. We do not have the wherewithals. We do not have the ships to go there. Though we have the soldiers, but if I were the president, I would not be sending any Filipino there. Bahala na kayo dyan. Kayong malalaking iwan naman yan yung kami. So this will remain to be a perennial problem. Unless there is really an intention, well-intentioned, maybe exchange of dialogue that would end in a formal talks of how to go about treating each other, kasi contested area man kaya to, then there will be a code of conduct. So in a code of conduct, we should set the parameters of where we can travel, where we can sail north going to south and south going to west, na merong sufficient guidelines, sufficient parameters, and sufficient warnings if we intrude into or violate the rules that we abide by in a formal talk. Kung wala yan, ganito talaga ang mangyari. And one day, it will just explode. I don't know what would happen. I would not speculate. I am not, mahirap, I cannot preempt the president of what he will do. Ako, alam ko ang gawin ko. But since I am not the president, and I will not venture to offer any solution there.
Nabanggit niya, Mayor, di ba, yung pagbabalita natin ng from time to time yung what's happening between China, Chinese dito and the Philippines with regards to the West Philippine Sea. Will this further aggravate po itong sinasabi natin na hindi pagkakasunduan o yung between the Chinese and the Filipino people po?
But we cannot go to war against China. We will be defeated immensely, tremendously. As a matter of fact, there will be a lot of dead Filipinos if things go out of hand. The best way is to talk. I hope that the Filipinos there, or the Filipino mind, looking at this problem, should consider Philippines separate all by itself dealing with China, and not to let into their fertile minds about matapang ka lang kasi nandyan yung US. Ang problema kasi dito, kung preparado ba ang United States would go to a nuclear war against China. Kung magkakisi-kisi dito, magkagulo, then it grows bigger and bigger. At tatamaan na tayo ng mga missile dyan sa Palawan and the Philippines itself, and the bases, under bases ng mga Amerikano. Would they be ready to engage in say, nuclear war? Kung ang Pilipinas lang ang rason, para sa akin malabo. Ay, kung pustahan pa ito, masyadong maliit ang pusta dito para mamatay tayong lahat. A nuclear war is a nuclear war. And it's no gainsaying by saying that it will not affect everybody. It will affect us because we are a poor country, poorly equipped with weapons. We cannot match the firepower and the lethal things in the hands, or the weapons in the hands of China. We should be thinking of that. Huwag na natin isali na matapang tayo, or we can kakasa tayo dito, we can insist on a free hand in choosing the routes, where to pass, where to sail. Kasi mahirap yan eh. You are dependent on somebody else. It would be better to talk as Philippines with China as China and find out how far we can solve this problem. I'm sure China would be willing to magbigay sila ng controversy to eh. Alam mo kung karap po sa China, sir, ito pinag-agawa natin. In the meantime na hindi tayo magpatayan, magbigay tayo ng daan-daan para we can safely travel in this part of the world. Otherwise, magkakaroon ng stalemate and it will not be good. You know, America would be egging the Philippines to fight for its right. Sabihin, back-upan mo kami. Well, and it becomes not only our problem, it will become your problem and the American problem. Whether or not they would really back up the Philippines is something which remains to be seen. And I would say it's not good. Trouble there, the controversy right for a Holocaust, something which we cannot afford. Talo tayo dyan.